to understand that is my voice very clear, or you are getting some other sound or anything? I just want to understand the quality of the voice of the audio quality. Is it okay?
Prabhu, audio quality is good.
Good. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Now let us see after switching on the camera how it looks. Whether it can take the bandwidth or not. Now also, Hare Krishna. My audio
Yes,
is
Prabhu.
okay.
Yes,
Okay.
Prabhu.
Okay.
Clear.
So actually, I have taken a new connection here at another place. So I was checking whether it is working. Only today only the connection in the afternoon it was connected. So I thought that.
Prabhu, a little background, some noise is there. I'm not sure if it's
That's
only
why
for
one
me.
fan is come when I wrote there. So is it very disturbing or is it all right?
No, no, manageable,
Manageable, no?
Prabhu.
Okay. Because
Manageable.
otherwise it is little stuffy room, so I cannot sit here. So that is the point. Okay. So some sound. I will use another microphone from next day. I am also having that. I will check if it is there. So if I use the microphone, the noise cancellation will be further better. So I think it will be better. Okay. Okay. So now let us start our today. So we welcome all the devotees for the ongoing module 2 Nectar of Devotion, the online Bhakti Shastri course from organized by KAIF, ISKCON Kolkata Initiative. So let us start with Mangalacharan. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namo Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupam Kada Mahyam Dadati Shapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Jutapadakamalaಂ Sri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Sri Rupam Chagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathannitam Tam Sajivam Chadaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanvitamscha नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामी नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे वञ्चाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पथे गोपेश गोपिका कान्ता राधाकान्त नमस्तुते तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये नीलाचलनिवासाय नित्याय परमात्मने बलभद्रसुभद्राभ्यां जगन्नाथाय विते नमः नमो महावदन्नाय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नामिने गौरकिशोर नमो जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे मूकं करोति वाचालं दुर्लभं Hare Krishna. So thank you so much. So till now we have studied introduction. We have studied the preface, introduction, and chapter one. Okay. So in preface, we have got general idea about the what is the objective of this particular book, this summary study, why Srila Prabhupada published this book. Basically, that was the main part. Then introduction, we studied the various the overall structure of the book, what is there, and also we studied the Samanna Bhakti, the characteristic of Samanna Bhakti, overview of Bhakti, and the what is the definition of Bhakti, Uttama Bhakti. And chapter 1, we studied the characteristics of pure devotional service, six characteristics of devotional service. So today we will start the first stage of devotion. So till now we have covered first wave is covered. There are, you can remember what are the waves of this this particular division of the ocean. This particular division is, anyone can say which division?
Eastern Division.
Eastern division. Thank you. And I'm requesting once again to all the devotees, please keep the whoever already reached home and whoever in the attending the class from home, they should please switch on the camera so that the compliance requirement of KAIF is met. That is the point I should tell. Okay. Okay. So today we will discuss the first stage of devotion, that is sadhana bhakti. So this is the second wave. If we consider the what is wave in terms of waves, this is the first wave. Okay. So we will open the book also. We will study parallelly the book and also we will keep it. Okay. Yes. Yes. So now please start reading this particular paragraph. Someone should start reading.
The three categories of devotional service which Srila Rupa Goswami describes in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu are listed as devotional service in practice, devotional service in ecstasy, and devotional service in pure love of Godhead. There are many subheadings in each of these categories. Generally, it is understood that in the category of devotional service in practice, there are two different qualities. Devotional service in ecstasy has four qualities, and devotional service in pure love of Godhead has six qualities. These qualities will be explained by Srila Rupa Goswami later on. In
Yes.
this connection,
Thank you. Thank you. Maharaj. So here the basic overview is given here. So first we will see these are the characteristic of the six characteristics of pure devotional service we have seen, and then so this is a summary of what we have studied in last class. Okay, Lesha, these are the things already we have discussed. Okay, so we will not go into it. This was there. Ah, so this is the verse which Rupa Goswami has wrote. Shabhaktin sadhanam bhava premo cheti tri dhotita. So these are the three types of bhakti, which is the verse here. So this is again the overview, Shamanya Bhakti introduction and chapter 1 we have discussed. General description of Bhakti. Sadhana Bhakti we will be describing. This is the main chapter, main learning part of our study of the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. That is Sadhana Bhakti. What is this actually in detail? So this is the all the chapter. Most of the chapter is 2 to 16. So around 14 chapter is dedicated for Sadhana Bhakti. Bhava Bhakti is 2 chapter. Prema Bhakti is 1 chapter. Okay. So now we will see who is qualified to begin practicing devotional service. So we have understood that what is the characteristic of your devotional service. Now who is qualified? So that we will see. Okay, read the next chapter, next paragraph. Here.
In this connection, Srila Rup Goswami
Some
suggests
Prabhuji
that
some Prabhuji can Prabhuji from Prabhuji's side.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes.
In this connection, Srila Rupa Goswami suggests that the practitioner or devotional service can be classified by his says that the
Prabhuji, your voice is not very clear. Can everyone hear? I am not able to hear him properly. Prabhuji, আপনার শব্দটা ভালো আসছে না সাউন্ডটা। আপনারা কেউ শুনতে পাচ্ছেন না? আমারই কথা হচ্ছে।
নেটটা একটু ডিস্টারবেন্স আছে মনে হচ্ছে।
হ্যাঁ। প্রভুজি, হরে কৃষ্ণ। হ্যাঁ প্রভুজি, আপনি আপনার ইয়েটা শোনা যাচ্ছে না? হ্যাঁ আরেকবার বলুন, আমরা বুঝতে পারলাম না, শুনতে পেলাম না।
নেটটা
একটু প্রবলেম করছে। আপনি যান্ত্রিক ক্লেশ এগুলো আমাদের থাকবেই। হ্যাঁ বলুন, তাহলে আপনি ছেড়ে
Goswami suggests
হ্যাঁ বিশ্বরূপ প্রভু বলুন, আপনারা শুনে যাচ্ছেন একদম।
In this connection, Srila Rup Goswami suggests that the person eligible for Krishna consciousness or devotional service can be classified by his particular taste. He says that devotional service is a continual process from one's previous life. No one can take to devotional service unless he has had some previous connection with it. For example, suppose in this life I practice devotional service to some extent. Even though it is not 100% perfectly performed, whatever I have done will not be lost. In my next life, from the very point where I stop in this life, I shall begin again. In this way, there is always a continuity. But even if there is no continuity, if only by chance a person takes interest in a pure devotee's instruction, he can be accepted and can advance in devotional service. Anyway, for persons who have a natural taste for understanding books like Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, devotional service is easier than for those who are simply accustomed to mental speculation and argumentative processes.
Thank you. So here very important point is there. Here Rupa Goswami is telling that who is eligible? The eligibility is coming from his previous life. Okay. Previous life means it is a continual process. It is not that key. It is not that hot. All of a sudden, someone can come to bhakti. Some previous continuation should be there. So no one can take to devotional service unless he had some previous connection with it. Okay. Prabhupada has given example that if someone is not started the bhakti but not perfected it 100%, then he will complete it in the next birth. Okay. We have also know Neha Vikrama Nashasti Pratyabhaya Navittate Shalpamasya Dharmasya Trayate Mahatamaha. So any bhakti, whatever we do, it is a permanent asset. Okay. Now, the question comes, then what is the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? What is the significance of munificent avatar of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is giving this Krishna Bhakti without any qualification? Patra apatra nirvisheshe. He is giving without any consideration who is qualified and who is unqualified. Even Srila Prabhupada has also has done the same thing. So how it can happen? So that thing actually, Srila Prabhupada is writing here from this part, even though it is not so from here, but even if there is no continuity, if only by chance a person takes interest in a pure devotee's instruction, he can accept it and can advance in devotional service. So if all of you have the hard copy book, please underline it, mark it. This is a profound statement. This is actually the inconceivable mercy that Srila Prabhupada has given to us. But he is presenting it is a very with all of his humility and very modestly. Okay. But this is actually the profound mercy, the inconceivable mercy that Srila Prabhupada has make his instruction available. And the books that we are distributing, that is also his is the extension or expansion of his mercy. So this is very important statement that how we have come to, we should introspect. Now if I ask you, the time is very short, that's why I'm not able to make it a interaction, but otherwise in this session particularly I make interaction. I ask all the devotees how you come to Krishna consciousness. So you can introspect and briefly any of you can, one or two I can take. If you see how you have come to Krishna consciousness. Can anyone share their experience? Briefly, very briefly, not very elaborately. Would like to volunteer, anyone? Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhu. Actually, we had Giridhari Shilagram from since I saw childhood because my grandmother used to do seva.
Okay. So you in your home there is a Giridhari Shila which
Yes,
inherited from your um, previous generation. Okay, very good.
yes,
Okay, so very good. So that means some practice was there already in your family. But how you connected to ISKCON? Whether your
Mm,
family is already connected with Gaudiya Vaishnava Parampara or
since childhood, when I was in class 1 or 2, my father was ISKCON's life member. So
okay,
our vacations were mainly in Mayapur and 3 days
okay,
staying in
very good,
one place.
very good, very good. So this shows that your it is a very nice sanskar is already there. The culture of Vaishnavism is already there. That is very nice. I mean something, some you had some obviously some bhakti unmukhi shukriti already is there. Okay, and the pious credit, devotional pious credit is already there. So that has uh, fructified here. Very nice. Anyone else from Prabhuji's side? Briefly. Please quickly, otherwise time is passing. We cannot wait. Anyone would like to? Otherwise, we will skip. Because from this sharing of your experience, how you come to Krishna consciousness, one very important Siddhanta we will come to know. We will understand. We will realize that. And that realization I want to give. When you share it, it will be it will be there in your mind, in your consciousness always. So that's why I wanted to share. Wanted to hear from you. Anybody? Don't like to volunteer any Prabhujis?
Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yes.
So, I was studying in college. So, in front of my college in final year,
Yes.
devotees were distributing book.
Very good.
So, I had that desire. I was already reading Bhagavad Gita from some app or some other places. It was not Prabhupada's
Also,
Bhagavad Gita.
some other version. Okay.
Some other, yeah.
Yes.
So, I went to that devotee and he gave me Bhagavad Gita and Science of Self-Realization. I
Very,
asked for a discount, so he gave discount also.
very
So
good. Yes.
I took
Sometimes
both
giving
books.
discount makes very wonderful thing actually. So yes, that is what. So this is very common thing, but this common thing is actually very extraordinary thing actually. So I can share myself. I was also from very childhood was very inquisitive about many things, about particularly about God. I was having inquisitive, not interest, inquisitive. So, but I was not getting proper answer. So as I was my I was staying in Belur, so I was reading some other version, but I was not getting any answer. So then for my work, I went to Mumbai, and there I saw some mechanical engineer is giving some course on Bhagavad Gita. Okay, so it was a journey of self-discovery course. So I was not knowing that the program was hosted by ISKCON or anything else because I had very gross type of misconception about ISKCON at that time. So I didn't understood that it is hosted by ISKCON. So I took the number. It was there. I was going in some shopping mall and I saw that poster, and it was put on a tree actually. So I was also mechanical engineer. So I thought that let me see what this mechanical engineer will say about Bhagavad Gita. So only that was my interest, and also I had a very ulterior interest, very much ulterior that I was at that time was thinking. I don't know whether I have shared this thing or not. Have I shared this thing earlier?
No, Prabhu.
Okay. So I was thinking at that time that I wanted to become motivational speaker. Okay, that was my ambition. And I was thinking that I can, by becoming motivational speaker, I have heard about Abraham Lincoln and many such great personalities that when they used to give lecture, people used to buy ticket, thousands of dollars they pay and to hear this person. He was so wonderful speaker. So I was thinking, that was my inspiration to become something like that. So I was thinking this Bhagavad Gita is very famous, so let me hear about what is this particular, and also this mechanical engineer. I'm also mechanical engineer. So like that I was thinking. And then I landed up into that particular course. It was happening in one clubhouse, the terrace of the clubhouse. So I gone there and I started attending that course, six session course. And in that particular course, and when I entered, I was first of all I was astonished. The speaker, who was a mechanical engineer, he was in saffron dress. And what is this mechanical engineer in saffron dress? I have never seen a mechanical engineer in saffron dress. So then also okay, I thought that whether that was just an advertisement or it was like something else. Then he presented in a very practical way, and I liked it. And so many questions were answered, and I understood. And that's how I started. So the point is what I'm trying to make, that we don't know whether we had previously practiced or not, but this particular statement that Srila Prabhupada, even though we don't know about our past, like Mataji, what Mataji has said, for her it was something obviously past because she has taken it as in a family where the culture of Vaishnav culture was prominent to some extent. But in my case, it was not there. I don't know in how many of your case it was there. So most of the case, our Bengali family is having the altar is like a supermarket of the god and demigods, full of everyone is there. So like that. So in my case also not different. So like that, what I was trying to make the point here, that the intervention of a devotee is actually the main cause of our has given us the eligibility. Prabhupada has actually said here. Prabhupada is telling very modestly, very with all humility. Prabhupada has said in somewhere that Prabhupada has been asked by his Western devotees that what was our eligibility. Naturally, when Prabhupada is writing, Rupa Goswami is writing this thing, then naturally the question will come that what was our eligibility? We have taken birth in a Mlecho family, in a Javana family. So the point is, Prabhupada then said that by my association, the eligibility has been created. Prabhupada has stated somewhere. So this is actually the main point, that somehow or other, some intervention is there, some devotee is there. Otherwise, it is not possible. Okay, some devotees association, and it depends upon uh, how seriously. And the next part is how seriously we are taking the instruction of a pure devotee. So these two things, the intervention of devotee, and that's why the entire movement that we are ISKCON is having, just to give this association. We don't know. At randomly we are giving association, and that is the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movement. So we need to introspect, we need to think of it deeply. And that's why if we understand that some devotee, and later on I actually find out that particular devotee who has put that poster at that particular place. Okay. I met that devotee actually, and I thanked him that you have put that, and it was a little bit awkward position where he has put the poster. So he said that actually, so one devotee was standing below. I have climbed on his shoulder and then I put. So that is how devotee's mercy comes upon us. So now we should think now, and he's a very simple devotee. He's not a big preacher or something or like that. But the speciality is, apparently he appears to be a simple devotee, but no one is a simple devotee, because every one of us is carrying the inconceivable mercy of Srila Prabhupada in somehow or other. So we have, all of us have a connection with Srila Prabhupada. We have got his book, we have got his teachings through some devotee. So that's why apparently even a one day devotee is also very special, because he is getting the chance to associate with Srila Prabhupada by his instruction. Because Srila Prabhupada has made his instruction available to every one of us. And that is what he has, that's why he has taken so much trouble. And his followers are also taking the same pain to give this thing. And it is not very easy, we can understand. Preaching is not very easy thing. That is happening like anything. Preaching is Krishna consciousness is not like a hot cake. It has a very good demand. But yes, by the power of Srila Prabhupada, the demand is created. So many people are coming. So that's why we need to understand, it's a very important point, the eligibility of our devotional service. That at what time we can start practicing bhakti. And we should remember this. What we were doing before coming to Krishna consciousness, that will always make us, keep us in a humble mood of submission. Our mood will be always meek and humble, and that is very safe. And we should not commit any offense to any devotees, because we should remember always that somehow or other, some devotee has inspired me to take this course. Otherwise, I would not be taking it seriously. I know some the devotees. I am still in touch with them. They have spent so much hour, so many days and night. They have several times. I have asked so many questions, disturbed them. So like that. So we should feel always grateful. So we will not commit any offense. Okay. So yes. So next paragraph, some Mataji. Hare Krishna. Anyone? I'm not able to see anyone who is raising hand. Just unmute and start reading.
To support this statement, there are many authoritative assertions by the learned scholars of bygone ages. According to their general opinion, a person may become governed by certain convictions derived by his own arguments and decisions. Then another person, who may be a greater logician, will nullify these conclusions and establish another thesis. In this way, the path of argument will be safe or conclusive. Srimad Bhagavatam recommends, therefore, that one follow these footsteps of the authorities.
Thank you. Thank you, Namaste. So this is the words. It is given in Chaitanya Charitamrita also. Tarka pratishtha srutayo na bhinnam na sharishirjasya matam na bhinnam dharmasya tattva nihito guhayam mahajanajena gato shapantha. So, if we try to understand by our own argumentative and mental speculation, it is very difficult to understand the authoritative conclusion, the final conclusion of Shastras. So, we should follow your devotee. So, that's the point, that it is very easy and very sublime, very effective, and it saves lots of time. So, that is the point. So, here also the eligibility is described here. If you can see, the attraction for devotional service is already there in everyone actually. Okay. And he's executing some devotional service somehow or other, and this is the causeless mercy of the pure devotee. He that is there, and he's executing some devotional service. Attraction is increasing, the causeless mercy is there. So sometimes there are some Agyata Shukriti is also there. Okay. Suppose a person is very much interested in gardening. Okay, so by doing gardening, particularly in Bengal or in India, specifically, he or she may start planting a tulsi leaves, a tulsi plant, and he may water the tulsi plant, just not knowing his auspiciousness, but the holiness of tulsi plant, the purity of the tulsi plant, the spiritual impact of the tulsi plant, but just out of loving for the plants. So that is the Agyata Shukriti. Or sometimes, suppose a old devotee is coming down from a train, any person is come and helping him, that I am helping to holding your luggage. I am bringing down the luggage from the train. I am helping you to getting down from the train. So he is helping like just a fellow feelings, out of fellow feelings. But as he is a devotee, Krishna is not noting, oh, he is rendering a service to my devotee. So that is how also unknowingly, sometimes we are getting prasadam, we are distributing, like here where the base where I am staying. Here every day we distribute at least that around more than 150 drona of khichuri, like in our temple also. We every day distribute without any discrimination. Whoever comes, we distribute. So this distribution is actually Srila Prabhupada's mercy. Prabhupada has told this is a law of ISKCON temple. Any temple, if it is ISKCON temple, then they has to distribute prasadam in the evening. Okay. This is the law. Okay. So this law is also then expansion of Srila Prabhupada's mercy. Okay. So yes, Prabhuji's side. Here is the general description from here. Please read. Hare Krishna.
Here is a general description of devotional service given by Sri Rupa Goswami in his Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Previously, it has been stated that devotional service can be divided into three categories, namely devotional service in practice, devotional service in ecstasy, and devotional service in pure love of God. Now, Sri Rupa Goswami proposes to describe devotional service in practice.
Yes. So
Practice,
please
may,
practice. Yes.
practice means employing our senses in some particular type of work. Therefore, devotional service in practice means utilizing our different sensory organs in service to Krishna. Some of the senses are meant for acquiring knowledge, and some are meant for executing the conclusions of our thinking, feeling, and willing. So, practice means employing both the mind and the senses in practical devotional service. This practice is not for developing something artificial. For example, a child learns or practices to walk. This walking is not unnatural. The walking capacity is there originally in the child, and simply by a little practice, he walks very nicely. Similarly, devotional service to the Supreme Lord is the natural instinct of every living entity. Even uncivilized men like the Aborigines offer their respectful obeisances to something wonderful exhibited by nature's law. And they appreciate that behind some wonderful exhibition or action there is something supreme. So, this consciousness, though lying dormant in uh, when up in those who are materially contaminated, is is found in every living entity, and when purified, this is called Krishna consciousness. There are certain
Thank you,
pres-
thank you. Okay. So this is the definition. So previously I was just going through the slides. So here are the various examples you can remember. You can note down like how Nagada came to Krishna consciousness. Okay. How Bharat Maharaj was continuing his Jara Bharat was continuing his devotional life from his previous. Here Prabhupada says na, that there is a historical background. Also. So now here we have come. So there are various examples are there, and there are Sukriti, Augara Sukriti, all whatever we have already discussed. So now here Rupa Goswami is giving a definition. Practice means what? Practice means employing our senses. The sadhana bhakti means what? So the definition of sadhana bhakti is there in Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila chapter 22. Kriti saddho bhavet saddho bhavayo sa sadhana bhida. So this is the first part of the definition. And nitya siddhasya bhavasya prakritam riti sadhaya. That is the second part. We will come to this. So here, kriti sadhya, executed by senses. So this is the word, employing our senses in particular type of work. Okay, kriti sadhya, bhavet should be, sadhya bhava, by which bhava, love is acquired. So this sadhana bhakti will arouse, will help us to develop the bhava bhakti. Bhavet sadhya, this is the sadhya. Sadhana is sadhana bhakti, what we are doing now. Sadhana means employing our senses, and sadhya is bhava, bhavet sadhya. Bhava sa, that sadhana abhidha is called sadhana bhakti. Abhidha, sadhana abhidha. It is called sadhana bhakti. So that kind of activity which will finally develop will take us to bhava bhakti. That kind of execution or employment of our senses that will take us to sadhana, from sadhana to sadhya. Sadhya is bhava, that is called sadhana. Okay, utilizing our different sensory organs. Some of the senses are meant for acquiring knowledge, some are meant for thinking, feeling, and this, that means this senses means what are the senses? Our five gross senses and also mind. Okay. Mano shasthani indriyani. Sixth sense is mano shasthani. So mind is also one sense. Sixth sense. Five senses we know. Chakku, karna, nashika, jihva, tauk. Okay. So fifth is the mind. So Namayamsa jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatana mano shasthani Panchasthana Indriyani Pashati. So we are struggling in this material world with this kind of six senses. So, so senses means both. Okay. And the example is given very nicely, that working capacity of a child. So this analogy is there in your case. So that is there, and also it is there, and Prabhupada is telling that it is there in everyone. This Nitya Siddha Krishna Prem Sadhaka Gunay Shravanadi Shutta Chitte Karo Udaya. So that means this dormant Krishna consciousness is already there in everyone. It is there. It is not that artificially we are imposing something. No, it is already there. Only thing we have to practice. Little practice. So this word is very inspiring word. The walking capacity is there originally in the child, and simply by little practice he walks very nicely. So the loving capacity to Krishna is always there within us. It is not that we have to impose it. It is only that rusted. The attraction of the ferromagnetic property of the iron is already there. But due to the rust, the ferromagnetic property is not experienced. So as soon as the rust of lust is cleansed off by this practice of Krishna consciousness, by engaging of our senses, naturally we will be attracted. Just like the iron, when it gets cleansed of the rust, it easily get attracted to the magnet. So that the property is there. Intrinsic property of loving Krishna is there. Okay. Krishna is Sarvakarshan. He is the supreme magnet. He is attracting all the living entities. So only thing, we need to be purified. That's it. Yes. So action senses which called the Bhavasa. Yes. Okay. So this is what the example I was discussing. Practice means employing the both mind and senses. Yes, that is there. Okay. Next paragraph, please read. There are certain prescribed methods of employing our sense.
There are certain prescribed methods for employing our senses and mind in such a way that our dormant consciousness for loving Krishna will be invoked. As much as the child with a little practice can begin to walk. One who has no basic walking capacity cannot walk by practice. Similarly, Krishna consciousness cannot be aroused simply by practice. Actually, there is no such practice. When we wish to develop our innate capacity for devotional service, there are certain processes which, by our accepting and executing them, will cause that dormant capacity to be invoked. Such practice is called sadhana bhakti.
Yes. So this is the very important thing. Whatever the basic practice we have been taught, we should take it very seriously. Of initial stage, we practice very seriously because it was very new, and we take so much interest normally. But after some time, we become habituated. We start adjusting. We start compromising little bit here and there. I am talking about myself. I have seen this nature is there very much. So we thought that have become very big great devotee. So we started compromising here and there. Yes, some extreme situation we should not be very fanatic also. Should be practical, but at the same time we should stick to the, as far as possible, as practical as possible, to the ideal standard of practicing devotional service. This devotional service in practice, we are practicing devotee. Okay, practitioner. So we should not uh, compromise at all. Actually, in ideally we should not, because we don't know what will be the consequence, because we are not purified till. Okay, so that's why if we start compromising, then our anartha will be there. Our rust of lust will be there. We will not be cleansed off completely. We will not be purified. So that is the point. Yes. Next paragraph from Prabhuji's side.
Prabhu, there's one question in the previous paragraph. So it is clearly mentioned that everybody they already have the love of God within them. It is
Yes.
not that it is something that comes from outside.
Yes.
So that is very clear, right, Prabhu? There
Yes,
is no
exactly. There is no doubt about it.
in one of the like YouTube lectures, one very prominent devotee, he was saying that like it like for jivas like us, it is not that we already have it. So like it is very clear, right, Prabhu, here
It's very
that
clear. I don't know in what context he has said. It is very clear. We are all actually that's otherwise how we come from spiritual world. We were in the spiritual world. Yeah. So it was the
but,
fall down. Yeah.
for this also, then Prabhu, there is another very big debate. Like
See, that debate can be. I was also. I know about which debate you are talking about. There are so many when debates are there that is a controversial. The fall down of the jiva. I was. There are so many things are there, but one simple thing one devotee told recently. I was. Someone has asked that devotee in the same way. So he said that very simple thing. Shikhastakam, fourth verse. What is there? नदनं न जनं न सुन्दरीं कवितां व जगदीश कामय मम जन्मनि जन्मनिश्चरे भवतात् भक्तिराहैतुकितो हि ओयि नन्दतोनुज किङ्करं पतितां मां भीषमे भवाम्बुधौ कृपया तव पदपङ्कजौ सितधूलिसदृश ওই নন্দ তৌনুজ কিঙ্করং পতিতং মাং বিষমে পতিতং মাং বিষমে ভবাম বুধৌ পতিতং মাং বিষমে ভবাম বুধৌ দ্যাটস ইট চৈতন্য মহাপ্রভু's statement finish no need to think here and there one sentence পতিতং মাং বিষমে ভবাম বুধৌ we have fall down okay so we will not go into detail of it so many resources are there I can share you okay this thing actually 15th chapter Khara Akhara, two types of jiva has been described by Krishna. Okay. So when I have taken that particular module for some other group, I have prepared thoroughly what actually mean marginal energy. Okay. So that was the explanation. I was thinking I was about to take, but I was also not having time. I had to go somewhere else. I was Prabhuji taken. I don't know how far it has been explained, but a thorough explanation is there, particularly the 15th chapter, Kharo Akharo. There was two kinds of jivas has been described. Okay. অনাদি কর্মফলে পরিভবার নবজলে পরিবারে না দেখি নিত্য বদ্ধ জীব and নিত্য মুক্ত জীব. So I know the concept, the problem comes from that point. Some are nitya baddha and some are nitya mukta. I can show so many statements. Nitya baddhas have come from nitya muktas. Okay. Okay. We will discuss later on. We can have some special class on this. We can have. No, if you are interested, I can have. Just let me know. We can have. So now we are going to the next paragraph. Here also Prabhupada is giving another analogy. Please read. Someone, I don't know whether I was just forgetting. Prabhuji or Mataji, anyone?
every living entity under the spell of the material energy is held to be in an abnormal condition of madness. In Srimad Bhagavatam, it is said, generally the conditioned soul is mad because he is always engaged in activities that are the causes of bondage and suffering. The spirit soul, in his original condition, is joyful, blissful, eternal, and full of knowledge. Only by his implication in material activities has he become miserable, temporary, and full of ignorance. This is due to vikarma. Vikarma means actions which should not be done. Therefore, we must practice sadhana bhakti, which means to offer mangalarati, deity worship in the morning, to refrain from certain material activities, to offer obeisances to the spiritual master, and to follow many other rules and regulations that will be discussed here one after another. These practices will help one become cured of madness As a man's mental disease is cured by the direction of a psychiatrist, so this sadhana bhakti cures the conditioned soul of his madness under the spell of Maya, material illusion.
Thank you. So this is what this madness. What is there? I think the verse is. I was forgetting that verse. Uh, Pra- Pramatto Kurute. That is the Rishabdev's teaching is there. I was thinking that this verse I will get here, but I'm not getting this verse. Anyway, so Prabhupada also not mentioned. We will not go. We don't have much time also. So the point is, this madness is already there. Motichanna hoy. There is a as soon as the Maya, we come under the grip of Maya. Actually, the point is, Krishna bhuli jeev bhogovancha kare nikotastha maya tare jhapotiya. The first stage is Krishna bhuli. Why we want to forget about Krishna? Because we want to replicate. We want to become a clay god. That is the point. Okay, because we also have the independence. Okay. Krishna is supremely independent, and as his fragmental part and person, we also have some independence. So out of this independence, there will be some independence means what? Independence means there will be some possibility of misuse of the independence and proper use of the independence. If there is no possibility of improper use of independence, then there is no point in giving independence. If everyone is programmed to be only use the independence, then that is not a actual independence. Okay, so out of infinite number of living entities, a small fraction, smallest, that is the probability of the smallest fractional probability of misuse. But as it is a set of a independent, when a infinite number of living entity, that's why the probability, by the rule of probability, the number of devotee who are misusing are also infinite. So that is actually that's how the misuse is happening, and we are coming into this real world, and that madness. This is a madness. We are misusing the our independence. So the spiritual soul is original, is joyful. That's why our movement is called back to Godhead, not going to Godhead. Back to Godhead means I am going back. Suppose I have gone, I am going somewhere which is not my place. Okay. Suppose someone has been sent by for the office work to some country. Okay. So he has to go there, and after when he will, what he will say when his family members will be asking when you are coming back. Oh, I will be coming back uh, after 1 week. Why coming back? Because he has come from there, that's why coming back. Otherwise it is going back. It is going, I'm going there. When I'm going to the another country, I'm not saying I'm going back to that country. No, I'm going there. Back means returning. Return journey is means from where I have started. So that's how we can understand that it is we are going back to Godhead. So this process, what we are following, this is actually going back to Godhead, nothing else. Okay. So, so this madness. So this is another example, the cure of madness. Okay, nothing else. Yes, next paragraph, some Mataji.
Narada Muni mentions this sadhana bhakti in Srimad Bhagavatam, 7th canto, 1st chapter, verse 32. He says there to King Yudhishthira, my dear king, one has to fix his mind on Krishna by any means. That is called Krishna consciousness. It is the duty of the Acharya, the spiritual master, to find the ways and means for his disciple to fix his mind on Krishna. That is the beginning of sadhana bhakti.
Yes. So simple definition, Jeno Jeno Prokareno Mano Krishna Niveshana. Okay. So simple rule is never forget Krishna. The first rule of sadhana bhakti is always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna. All the rules and regulation are the servant of this particular rules and regulation. This is there in some Purana, Vishnu Purana. So we should not forget Krishna. So if that the rules that is helping me not to forget Krishna, remembering Krishna, that is the perfect. Okay. So here Prabhupada has given another good example of sadhana bhakti. That is, one is a walking example, then a madness example, then Prabhupada has given another example, that is pushing example. So it is like that. We have seen sometimes the car gets stopped, car or some big buses also they get stopped. Some mechanical problem happens. Then the driver will sit at the driver's seat and will ask some people to go get down and please push the bus, okay, or the car. So the from the behind someone will push it, and then the driver will start. It will take the starting. He will do something, and then the dhak, 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 cluck, 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 it will start automatically. So here Prabhupada is saying the devotional service is a pushing process, and as soon as the energy comes, then automatically cluck, 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 no more pushing. Automatically this pushing process. So automatically it starts. So this process is called pushing. So we have to push. So we actually practically had this experience when we have gone to Kerala Jatra. I think last 2 years ago. Last year ago, while going to the place from railway station to the place of where we have to stay, in between the bus, it was a big bus. The bus was stopped, and we have been asked to push the bus in the night. It was like that. So bus. So it happened. So this is actually this energy is already there. The working capacity of the bus is already there, but due to the inertia, due to the static inertia or something like that, or some problem is there, it needs some the initial torque of the engine cannot takes. Okay. The engine has some problem. So to overcome that, this pushing is required. So we are also having that thing. Okay. So that we have to overcome this initial torque is actually more. When the AC start, then also the compressor takes a lots of current consumption happens. That's why the inverter AC is there, which helps to reduce this initial torque. This is the from electrical engineering. I'm telling a little bit from. So this initial study, something is static. For to make it move, it's very difficult. Okay, but the moving capacity is there. So initial torque is required. So within us, the Krishna Param is there, but some pushing is required. So that's why sometimes we may not feel like to do something, but we have to push ourselves. Like I was hearing one past time, Gargamuni, Prabhupada's disciple. Initially, when Prabhupada was having those classes in the storefront, he was not paying obeisance. When Prabhupada will enter, all the devotees will pay obeisance. Like we pray whenever spiritual master comes. So at that time, the Westerners are not so having that kind of culture. So this particular devotee at that time he may not be initiated or not, maybe initiated, I don't know. So he was not paying obeisance. Everyone was paying. So some day has passed away. So he was also inside feeling some awkward, like some uncomfortable, like everyone is paying and I'm not only alone was not paying. So he asked at the end one day Prabhupada asked any question. So he asked, Prabhupada, I don't feel like paying obeisance to you. So is that all right? Then Prabhupada said, no, you should pay obeisance. Even though you don't feel, if you pay, the feeling will come. So that is the point. Feeling is lacking. Chanting with feeling, worshipping Krishna, loving Krishna, doing some service for Krishna is lacking. We don't feel like that. I feel like I want to do. Like if gulab jamun is there, I will feel like to eat it. But if service is given to me, I may not feel like to do that service. But when it is given, even though it is not, so he was asking that it is artificial. If I pay, it is artificial. Then Prabhupada said, yes, you pay artificially, but when you pay artificially every day, the feeling will come automatically because this is a bona fide process. So this process the bus is not naturally starting, but you have to push it artificially. You have to give some trust, so that will help to overcome our anarthas, overcome our Krishna vimukata, our revoltness, which is already there, and that's how we'll start our growth. Starting torque is required. That is the instruction of the spiritual master, the pure devotees. So if we follow it, push it, we have to follow. Like we may not feel every day to wake up early in the morning to attend Mangalarati, but we need to understand Prabhupada will be happy. If we do this austerity, Prabhupada will be happy. And by pleasing him, we will one day, by his mercy. Bhakti is not an achievable thing. It is a receivable thing. We are all receiver. We are not achiever. In bhakti, we cannot achieve anything. That okay, I have achieved Krishna prem, I have achieved Bhava Bhakti prem. It is not like that. It is not like that. I am achieved this engineering degree by my strength. I have studied so much. I I have achieved this joint entrance rank wonderfully. No, it is not like that. It is not a point of achievement. We cannot achieve anything. We cannot demand anything from Krishna. So we have to wait for that mercy to come upon us. And for that, every day we have to do that. Every day we are chanting. We may not, whether we are feeling it, we are liking it, or disliking it, but more we chant, more we practice. Now, everyone, if I ask you, have anybody ever thought, was there, is there any of your ambition list that one day I will sit at one place early in the morning and will chant 16 round? What will be the answer? Anybody can say? Have you had? Have you ever dreamed of this, that I will chant 16 round every day? Is there anybody? Yes or no? Are you there with me or no? I don't know. What is happening? Have you ever thought of it?
No problem.
We have never thought of it, but we are doing it now. That means we have got some taste to do it. We have, at least we have understand. We have understood that we need to do it. We may not love to do it, or may not want to do it, but we understand that we have to do it. But by doing it, one day will come that yes, I want to chant. I love to chant. I love to attend Mangalarati. So that stage will come. So this is the point. Okay, next paragraph. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given us quick some Prabhu,
Sri
some other.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given us an authorized program uh, for this purpose, centered around the chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra. This chanting has so much power that it immediately attaches one to Krishna. That is the beginning of sadhana bhakti. Somehow or other, one has to fix his mind on Krishna. The great saint Ambarish Maharaj, although a responsible king, fixed his mind on Krishna, and similarly, anyone who tries to fix his mind in this way will very rapidly make progress in successfully reviving his original Krishna consciousness.
Thank,
Now,
thank you. So this is the main thing is chanting. Okay. And Shabai Mano Krishna Padanar Vrindair Bachang Sita Chaitanya Amrish Maharaj has attached all the senses in the service of Krishna, and we have to also do the same thing. We cannot keep unengaged any of our senses. Then that sense will distract us. That is the point. So here the example, these are the Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti. The Sadhana Bhakti is of two types. One is Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti and another is Raganuga Sadhana Bhakti. Okay, so we are practicing Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti first. Okay. So the first part is called service according to the regulative principle. So this is the part. Now this Sadhana Bhakti, so this is the division is coming now. Yes. Some Mataji can read.
Now, this sadhana bhakti or practice of devotional service may also be divided into two parts. The first part is called service according to regulative principles. One has to follow these different regulative principles by the order of the spiritual master or on the strength of authoritative scripture, and there can be no question of refusal. This is called Vaidhi or regulated. One has to do it without argument. Another part of sadhana bhakti is called raga anuga. Raga
Raganuga.
anuga.
Raganuga.
Raga anuga refers to the point at which, by following the regulative principles, one becomes a little more attached to Krishna and and executes
Yes, devotional service out of
a
natural
devotional
love.
service out of natural love. For example, a person engaged in devotional service may be ordered to rise early in the morning and offer arti, which is a form of deity worship. In the beginning, by the order of his spiritual master, one rises early in the morning and offers arti. But then he develops real attachment. When he gets this attachment, he automatically tries to decorate the deity and prepare different kinds of dresses and things of different plans to execute his devotional service nicely. Although it is within the category of practice, this offering of loving service is spontaneous. So, the practice of devotional service, sadhana bhakti, can be divided into two parts, namely regulative and spontaneous.
Okay. So now you can see, you can also check at which level you are, whether it is regulative only or spontaneous. So you should come to that point. Raganuga sadhana. It is sadhana bhakti. It is the practice. We are practicing, still practice. But it is the practice is happening out of spontaneous. So what do you think? You are having are we practicing any uh, Raganuga bhakti or not? Raganuga sadhana bhakti is there in our practice or only Vaidhi sadhana bhakti is there? Okay, you think we will ask it later. Now I am going to. I see the time is ending, so many things are there. I don't know whether other things can be repeated. So I don't know. It is already 9:30. So I would like to stop here. So if you have any question, then we can take. Otherwise, we can end here. So see, now the point is the due to some urgent situation, I have to attend that class actually, and maybe tomorrow also that class will be there. Will be a series of classes going on. So I think we have to adjust something that in between in the weekend some classes has to be there. If all the devotees may not participate also, the recording will be available for them, and we have to complete that way. Otherwise, it will be too late. Okay. So one thing is uh, extending the class, but extending the class, I am understanding all of you are coming from office, and then extending is not very easy. Next day, what Prabhupada is telling, the morning program is there, so that will affect. And maybe some of you are not, so like I am sitting and giving the class after taking my dinner, but for all of you it may not be possible. You have to take dinner afterwards. It also get less, so entire routine get disturbed. So the regulated devotional service, another name Prabhupada has given, routine devotional service. So if we disturb the routine, we'll disturb the entire sadhana bhakti actually. So better to extend it. We can have some number of classes. Some classes may be missed out by some devotees for their professional obligation. That I understand very clearly, but uh, that will not disturb our entire bhakti life. So I think that is the only way out. Otherwise, it will take more time. What do you think? Yes, Rajiv Prabhu has raised his hand. Any question or
Uh,
any?
I had a question, Prabhu.
Yes.
So we were discussing how that we sometimes have to force ourselves to do that, even if we do not feel like.
Yes.
So there are sometimes we are in a situation where we also read that associating with Sajatiya devotees. So there we have to choose, right, that whom are we connecting to and whom we should associate with and whom we should try to be aloof. So sometimes what happens, is we are in a devotional family, so we meet so many devotees. So everybody they will try to invite us for their class, and it becomes very difficult. So at after a certain point, we I feel guilty if I'm not able to go on a regular basis. So how to manage that, Prabhu? Like, should we keep forcing ourselves if our heart is not there, or we should what we should do, Prabhu?
See, this is a little personal question. I am in generally the principle what I have understood from you. I am giving a general principle, which is can be discussed further also. Just I am giving whatever I understood. That sometimes we get multiple invitation, and we have to choose something, or we are getting, like, I'm not exactly understood what you are asking. Like, the option, you were not able to take the option, or like what actually is you mean, like multiple.
So let's say on a Sunday,
uh,
on a Sunday, I'll just give my situation. Like on a Sunday, let's say in the morning, I have a virtual Bhagavatam class,
okay,
and then like 12 p.m. there is some devotee group who invite, and then 4 p.m. there is another devotee group who invite. So usually what happens, Monday to Friday is my office, and then Saturday Sunday I need to keep some time for my upskilling, and because office work, those things are backlog is there, and then I have two kids, so there also I have to give time. So how to like say no that
okay,
okay.
so you have to say no. That is the point, is say no means, one thing I would like to say, I don't know about you. Generally, the principle is you should be committed to one particular community, one particular class, one particular group of Bhakti Vriksha. Okay, in Kolkata, what I understand, there is a various Bhakti Vriksha group circles are there. So you should be committed to one particular Bhakti Vriksha as your main commitment. Okay. How many years you are practicing, Prabhuji?
Prabhu, to 2015 I started.
2016. Okay.
Yeah, 15.
2015. So around 10 year, 10, 11 years almost. Okay. So, so these, so many years you might be taking guidance from, like, ideally what should happen. I don't know exactly what has happened with you, or how it has your this 11 years has passed, but the point should be that you should be committed to one particular group of devotees. One, you should have some one particular counselor or one particular shiksha guru kind of person should be there, at least one, whom, under whose guidance you should do practice everything. This is the ideal thing. And occasionally sometimes some devotees may invite and you can attend, that is fine, but otherwise your main commitment should be there. After that, if you have time, and after what you are telling, taking care of your professional life, family life, your health and everything, if you get time, you can go some additional class. Otherwise, you can clearly say that it is not possible for you. So that is not a what I can say, any question of aparad or anything bad. And finally, at the end of the day, you have to see your spiritual nourishment first. Then you can, and then comes the point of reaching or outreaching part. How much you can extend, how much you can follow. So main thing is your nourishment is self care is very important now. In ISKCON, that is becoming a very important topic now, because devotees are there, but they are not taking care of themselves properly. Okay, in the name of outreaching, they are extending so much that they are not nourishing themselves properly, and that's why there is a problem. There are some problems. So main thing is that is very good. Having a commitment to one particular group of devotee, one particular community, you should have. Let's see, now in Kolkata, under ISKCON Minto Park Temple, there are various Bhakti Vrikshas. So each and every Bhakti Vriksha is a unit, and in that unit, so many devotees are connected. So say unit one, you are connected with unit one. You have started you have been introduced, and you have started, and you are doing it like that. So you should be committed that. And now unit two, unit three, unit four, you have some relation with the devotees, but it is not that mandatorily you have to keep all the commitment that is coming from other units. That is what I understand. Sometimes, occasionally, you can say you can come. That is fine, but regular basis, if everything is happening, it is not mandatory. But if you can manage, see, Odhikintu Nadashwar, Bhakti is like this key. If someone is inspiring you, finally at the end of the day, if you're getting inspiration from some persons, so that is open. But better to be guided by one person, that is better. And because now it is very difficult actually managing so many, visiting so many things, so many places. I can understand. Practically, it is not possible. I don't know how far I have make you point, make you understand what you have wanted to know me from me. For further clarification, you can ask question on WhatsApp. We can discuss on WhatsApp one to one because this is a little personal thing. But general principle, I am just telling this should be the. But I don't know, some pros and cons may be there at your personal front, which we can discuss personally. We did not to discuss here. Okay, that's fine.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Okay, so any other question related to today's topics? If it is not there, we can end the class, and I will be sharing the poll for some additional classes. And if the number of devotees are ready, I will be having the class. I will conduct in the class. Maybe the classes will be smaller class, but it will be the class. And if Mataji, who is recording the class, may not be there, I will conduct in Zoom also. I have my Zoom also. My Zoom is not my Zoom, it's Bhakti Zoom. But if the time is allowed, I can do that. I can record and I can share you the video later on. You can upload. So that can be done. So recording part also I can take care. No problem. Okay. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu Grantho ki jai. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama.
Thank you, Prabhu.